¿Y cuál es el muñeco blanco?
Este.
¿Cuál muñeco es bonito? ¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Now, feo means what? Ugly, right? Okay.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque, bueno, este es moreno y este es blanco.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Por qué?
Porque a mí no me gusta el color café.
¿Cuál muñeco te gusta más?
Este.
¿Cuál muñeco es bueno?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque no me dan miedo los huevos.
Look at his answer. Because I'm not scared of white people and I feel more confident with them. And brown people don't make me feel confident enough.
Que tengo más confianza con tengo mucha confianza.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo? ¿Por qué?
No sé.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo?
Este. No sé, es que me parece que...
I don't know, but it's just because this one is, how can I say it, more brown than this one. It doesn't have a white person's aspect.
Un poquito... ¿Cómo te diría? Más moreno y no se ve tan blanco. Y no tiene mucho aspecto.
¿Por qué el muñeco blanco es bueno?
Porque sus ojos son azules y todo su cuerpo es blanco.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Por qué?
Porque está negro.
¿Por qué ese muñeco es malo?
Porque está café.
¿Y por qué que este café es malo?
Porque pega.
Because they hit. And like I said, a lot of the television shows, television programs that they watch are black people being violent. Okay?
¿Qué muñeco te gusta más?
Blanco. Porque sus ojos están bonitos y su raza también.
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
Un poquito a este. Es que soy un poquito güerita de mis piernitas y de mis aquí, de mi espalda y de mi carita y mis bracitos los tengo morenitos.
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
They said, oh, please, let me sum this up for you.
What was the question?
¿En qué?
Which one do you look like the most?
Orejas. Sí,
Wow. And listen, look what that said. The foundation couldn't find a brown colored doll that looked the same as the white one. They took a white doll and painted it in brown. So they didn't even make it, it's like they didn't make a doll black in it. All right? But we can really start to see what's going on. Now, they also did it with Asian children, right? But they did the Asian children not with black and white. They did Asian and white. And you know the Asian children were picking the white.
Oh, God.
Because the thing is that these people are defining beauty for us. Okay? They control our perception. And it's global. Exactly. So like I said, remember, all of these movies and stuff, they don't just stay here in this country. They go throughout the world. And describes to people how African Americans are, or how black people are. But now I want you to see this. This one, man, this one's a little rough. Maybe I shouldn't show this one.
You should.
I should. All right. Now, I watched a video with a presenter. His name was Tony Browder, or Anthony Browder. And he did a breakdown of the movie Precious. All right? Okay. Now, yeah. All right. But he did a breakdown of the movie Precious, and a lot of black people enjoyed the movie Precious. But you got to think about it. Like I said, this movie had a lot of crazy stuff on it. Right. The mother and the father were molesting Precious. Okay. The mother and the father. Right. The mom. Now, this is the crazy part, and it shows you the minds behind the people that did the movie Precious. They it seemed like it was a heavy attack on the African American men. Now, they graphically showed the father molesting Precious, but they didn't show the mother. They only hinted at it. Okay. The people that were behind the movie Precious was Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, Monique was involved with that movie. All right. All of these people were molested. Okay.
Oh wow.
And they say, there's a saying. Tony Browner said that a friend of his said, "Hurt people, hurt people." All right, hurt people, hurt people. And the thing is that I take it and I say, hurt people if they don't have a strong moral base.
Yeah.
Because, you know, having a strong moral base kind of prevents you from doing a lot of things. And that's why morality is so important, especially with us living communally as human beings. All right? So, this movie was a real heavy attack on the black male. Okay? But I want you to see this. Because what Tony Browder also said was, he said, when we allow movies like Precious, then you open yourself up for further insults. All right? Now watch this. Now I watched this, and it messed me up for about 2 weeks. So I'm going to share it with y'all.
Messed up for 2 years.
There's always the good stuff before the craziness.
Oh, this is going to be crazy.
No gorillas this time.
No gorillas.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't feel safe anymore.
No, watch this.
Wait, don't. I'm cleaning it. I'm not.
I just forgot it.
No, watch this, y'all. Watch it.
What, is this a movie?
What is this?
All right, watch it, bro. Watch it.
But it's not good enough.
Watch it. Don't blow it for everybody. Let me see.
Which I had no right to interrupt without knocking.
No.
And I'm sorry. But what you were doing was completely natural and normal and to be expected. So I'm sorry if this is weird. But I just wanted to make sure you weren't feeling ugly. Like this was ugly. And hide it under the rug and let it become something taboo between you. You know what taboo is? Yes. Well, now it won't be. Because we talked about it. And it's out in the open. Well, I'll leave you to it then.
Dad, I love you.
I love you back.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, picture of his father. All right.
His mother.
Right.
Is the father wrong?
Huh? No. Well, this was a 30-minute movie. All right. All black cast. Right. It was made by a Jewish guy.
Of course.
All right. But now the thing is this. Yeah. Well, the young boy that played the son's part, he got rewarded with a Disney show. I think he was on one of the Disney shows, right?
He playing this is wild.
Right. But see, the thing is this: the movie is about the son growing up and molesting his father.
It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Wait.
The
And when as soon as I saw this, it took me back to what Tony Browder said. He said, when you allow movies like Precious, you open yourself up for further insults. Because there were black people posting positive comments about it. Oh, this is hilarious. This is funny.
No,
okay.
it's not.
How was he even listening to that?
No, it's your own.
Brother, I would say I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yo.
Was he like, how?
Brother, you can't look.
I'm not watching this.
You're watching this. Because we're watching this. We're going to suffer together.
Brother, don't even suffer that. Don't even suffer that. I couldn't even suffer the trailer. That was just the trailer.
What? Okay. That was the trailer?
That was the trailer. The movie's about 30 minutes.
One of them little art house films that
And I
nobody
posted
knows
this.
Day.
Right, I posted this in a presentation a while back. And then I know it just caught a social media craze. People are finding it again and checking it out. All right, but now.
Don't watch it. Making everybody else watch it.
Yep, yep. But now.
That's how it be, yeah, that's how it be.
This is. I want you to see this because this is interesting. All right.
It started with the lure of the glitz, the glamour, the dream of being China's next pop star. But Lo Jing's instant fame had its consequences. She was born in Shanghai to a Chinese mother and an African-American father who she's never met.
1岁, 1 year old. So
Really?
cute.
Growing up with a single mom, 20-year-old Lo Jing says she had a normal life, good friends, and only rarely felt out of place.
你怎么可以把
Sometimes people on the street would ask me, why do you speak Chinese so well? I'd say, because I'm Chinese. When Lo Jing stepped into the national spotlight on a Chinese reality show called Go Oriental Angel, she got attention not necessarily because of her talent, but because of how she looked. Hosts fondly called her Chocolate Girl and Black Pearl. The Chinese media fixated on her skin color. Angry netizens vented online.
And look what they said. She should have never even been born.
For what?
Okay? Just because of the color of her skin.
Haters gonna hate.
All right?
Never should have been born, and telling her to get out of China, sparking a bitter debate about race.
In many respects, China can be considered a very homogenous society. More than 90% of the population is Han Chinese. So people who look different stand out.
一开始就会不停地哭。
At first, I cried a lot, she says. Then I got angry, and finally, I just started to ignore it. Lo Jing's background became national gossip. Show producers convinced her mom to appear on air, the most private details of their life becoming painfully public.
我会打手机。
Lo Jing didn't ask me about her dad until she was 16, she told the audience. I cried, and she never asked me again. But as the show went on, so did Lo Jing, listening to Beyonce, her favorite artist, hanging out with classmates, and going to school. I was so angry, says her drama teacher, but she said she wasn't letting these things get to her heart. Fans continued to vote for her. The judges praised her confidence. Lo Jing was eliminated before the finale, but not without a powerful parting message. I think I'm the same as all the girls here, except for my skin color. We share the same stage and the same dream. Emily Chang, CNN, Shanghai.
Now, what you think about it?
It's really like a global thing. It's really a global thing. It's not just here. It's around the globe.
Black and white. It's really all like swim.
Now watch this. I showed you that to show you this. All right, now check this out.
Let's see.
However, there is something that could settle this debate of where the Chinese come from once and for all. I'm meeting Professor Jin Li, one of China's leading geneticists. Recently, he led a project that set out to prove that the Chinese evolved independently from everyone else, from Homo erectus, here in China.
Before the project started, I was hoping that I could identify or could be able to find the evidence that support independent origin of Chinese in China, because I'm a Chinese and came from China, and through the education process, I always believed that there's something special about Chinese.
He singled out a male genetic marker which only appeared about 80,000 years ago in Africa. So any man who carries that marker must have recent African ancestors and can't be descended from the more ancient Asian Homo erectus. Jin took DNA from over 160 ethnic groups around East Asia. Over 12,000 samples. And so, what did you find?
We did not see any, even one single individual that could be considered as the descendant of the Homo erectus in China. Rather, everybody was a descendant of our ancestors from Africa.
All right.
He said our ancestors.
Right, our ancestors from Africa. And he looked clearly disturbed at his findings. But the thing is that it shows you that they came from us. All right? They came from, you know.
Don't nobody like their parents.
Couldn't have been any clearer. But how did that make you feel as a Chinese person?
After I saw the evidences that we generate in my laboratory, I think we should all be happy with that, because after all, modern humans from different part of the world are not so different from each other, and we are very close relatives.
It's great, thank you.
But see, and that's the whole thing. It's people are being miseducated all over the world. Okay? And the thing is that we need to start, you know, teaching these things, because they're not teaching it in school. Right. They don't want the kids to know that. You know, the kids, you know, if they knew these things, it would bring up their self-esteem. Right. It's just like there's a verse in the Bible that says, "And the truth will what? Set you free." Right. Okay. But now, here we go. Let me show you this. I'm gonna have to be quick with this one. Let me see. Now, this coin is an ancient Roman coin, and it's a depiction of Jesus. Okay? Look at the nose, look at the hair. All right? This is a depiction of Jesus and his disciples found in the catacombs in Rome. All right? And it's showing Jesus here in the center, and then these are his disciples. And he's like some brothers, yeah, we can sitting around the corner, right? So the thing is that these people aren't telling us the truth. Now remember when we watched Goodbye All the Time, and I told you to pay attention to what the guy said. Anybody remember what the guy said?
As long as God is white, white people will reign supreme.
Oh, well, close. As long as God is white, we should prevail over all other races. Okay? So this is why they give us that depiction of a white Jesus. Because it's about lowering our self-esteem and having us worship their image. Okay? Which is when we know the truth, because this is one of the oldest depictions of him. So why not show him in the oldest depiction of what he looked like? Okay? Because like I said, they want to keep you oppressed. All right? And that's why that biblical verse says, envy not the oppressor and follow none of his ways. Okay? But now let me show you this, because it gets a little deeper. That's another picture from Egypt. That's from the old black Madonnas in Europe.
Wow.
Now, that picture before this one was St. Catherine's Monastery. All right? My brother, he showed me a video. It was called Walking the Bible. Okay? Walking the Bible. So basically this man was going to different historic sites and stuff like that that were found in the Bible. But now, in St. Catherine's Monastery, what they showed when he talked to the curator of this museum, he showed this letter, all right? And this letter is an agreement from the Prophet Muhammad to this synagogue, okay? And if you see, there's a tracing of the Prophet's hand here. And then this is actually a drawing of his hand, all right? So the Prophet Muhammad was even black, okay? But they don't want you to know that, all right?
Okay.
Now let me show you. Now that was a copy of the original. This is the original.
So did they?
Oh man, I can't.
So did they say Muhammad was black in the Quran? Or
no. The only thing, the picture that you get in the Quran where you can see that someone was black, when they talk about the story of Moses or Musa, okay? And they said one of his miracles was that he took his hand and he put it inside his robe. And when he pulled his hand out, it was white.
Oh.
Okay? And you got to remember that Moses or Musa lived among the Egyptians who were black. Okay? So the thing is that there's a whole bunch of history to point to the fact that these historical figures were actually black. Okay? But I got to go back into this slideshow. It acts funny sometimes, but I need you to see something here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right. Let me see something. Now that's right. There's a guy, his name is Bro Rashid. And he goes throughout the world looking for the African or black presence. And he's found, a whole lot of different things. Okay? He found an island where there are black people with blonde or orange hair. I'm not gonna be. I can't get to what I wanted to get to. All right.
We're about to get into it.
Oh, we about to get into it. But let me. But now watch this. I want you to see this. All right.
Why?
Oh, now wait a minute. I gotta let y'all see that. Wait a minute. Yeah. Now, Charles Barkley said some wild stuff.
You said your "I'm not a role model" commercial's the greatest thing.
Because it started to debate. Because if you go back and look when it happened, it comes up all the time too when the term role model comes up. It started a national debate. Just because I dunk a basketball doesn't mean I should raise your kids. Let me tell you something. When I went to Nike with this commercial, they was like, this is going to be huge. I said, that's why I want to do the commercial. 95% of the letters Nike got, the 76ers got, loved the commercial.
Yeah. How did the reaction and response you got compare to what you were expecting?
I actually thought it would be like 80-20, to be honest with you.
80 positive? Okay.
Yes. Because listen, I knew the parents, because first of all, it became a joke. I said, I'm the only guy in the world who ever got hate mail for telling kids to listen to their parents. In the beginning, I said, just because I could dunk a basketball and drill a basketball, I shouldn't raise your kids. But at the end, I said, parents are role models. Because, I do this little science experiment, Graham, when I speak at schools. Like, let's say I'm at a white school. I said, how many of your kids want to play pro sports? Less than 10% raised their hand. I said, what do you want to do? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be an engineer. But when I go speak at predominantly black schools, 90% of the kids want to play sports. 90%. There's a couple like, I want to be a doctor, which makes me really proud. But 90% of kids, when I speak at black schools, our kids are brainwashed to think they can only play sports and be entertainers. You got a better chance of being a doctor and a lawyer than playing in the NBA. I tell you, that's 400 players in the NBA. What are the chances you're going to be one of the 400 best players in the world That's, like I say, and I'm not trying to bash their dreams. I wish everybody could do it. But you have to also be realistic. You're not going to play in the NBA. Who are we kidding?
For more clips.
So, I mean, that was real. That's deep.
Well, my thing is, who said doctors and lawyers and engineers are the only 3 other jobs out there?
No, he was just giving an example. Yeah, he was just giving an example.
That's what people like. That's the top thing that people always say, bro.
Yeah.
That's weird to me too, though.
Yeah.
Like you should point out that there are like thousands of other things that you can do with your life and do that. Those 3, because if you're telling me that I can't play sports, don't tell me that these are the only 3 other options. I'm saying that I hear all the time.
Well, I think he's because when you look at it, you know, each year how many people does an NBA team need? And we got all of these people chasing that same dream.
Right. Well, now we got a 3-on-3 king league coming up, so
that increases a little bit, right? About the 3-on-3 league.
No.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was about this guy. He went, what are those people that do teeth, not dental, but they deal with
orthodontics.
He wanted to be that, and I was like, well, what do you want to be? He's like, a rapper. I said, what's your makeup? And he was like, orthodontist. I said, then what's up? I said, why are you just chasing that one thing? I said, that's an easy goal. I said, because nowadays they just accept that anybody. But he's like, well, yeah, that's the thing. I said, no. I said, shoot for what you want to do, not what everybody else is doing.
But see, you got to look at it. You got to look at it through their eyes. They're looking at the fame, the celebrity, you know, the materialistic things that you're going to get, and they want these things quick. Okay, they don't want to. A lot of our kids nowadays are very lazy. All right, they want something quick. But this is something interesting. But just to show you real quick, this is from the show Dr. Who. All right, right, Dr. Who.